Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and in this video, what I want to explain to you guys is week 2 for Deep Dive. Now, you'll do your salvage, you do your weekly mission. You can't actually get the plant or the flora on the mission. You have to go on a Deep Dive. Now, if you're trying to do pressure trials with a group, which is what I recommend for the pressure trials, anything past the first week, they're rough, first off, and 2, you're going to want a group because they're pretty brutal. When you start to get high levels, the boss is even harder to kill. So, what I'm going to go through is no pressure trials. I'm going to kind of skip over the first section because you guys have probably seen that. The second section, I'll show you just kind of, again, the arena, a couple places where I've seen the node. I'll show you the collectibles along the way for week 1 and week 2 in case you missed them. And then we'll get into just kind of the boss encounters so you guys understand that as well. Biggest thing to know is when you get to the midnight depth, it's like 2750. It's kind of that mid-level. You're going to have combatant splash damage increased. So, depending on what you're running, having something that does concussive damper is actually going to be pretty important. Now, depending on if you're facing Arc or Void or Solar, depending on what enemies face, you could probably switch those around. But just kind of depends on how all of that goes. Now, I just got done doing a Tier 4, which is a pressure trial in the first one, and then I finished just Midnight Depth on a normal. No way I solo would have finished it with the pressure trials because I would not have had enough time. But I will tell you, when you get to Tier 4, which is basically going to be like next week when we do just the normal jobs at level 1, like the, what was last week? Well, this one's Midnight and then Abyss. If you do just that Tier 4, the boss is chunky. Now, the boss arena seems to be the same, but the journey to it will be different. So let's jump in. I'll show you kind of the important parts as you go. If you missed last week's video, just check my channel. It'll have just kind of the boss explanation for last week. If we come back around rotation, we'll probably see it again. But let me jump in. I'll show you kind of what the important parts are, but I'm going to skip over the jobs on the first level. I'll show the jobs on the second level. So we got precision damage, and we've got melee ability accelerant. Now, I'm on a melee build right now, so I guess I will go with precision damage, since that's going to be kind of the only benefit I'll get with this current build. I'm running a melee bonk hammer build just because Tier 4 was crazy. This shouldn't be as bad, but it's still a fast way to proceed through stuff. So, this will be a quick recap of week 1 so you guys know where things are located. So I'll cover the flora and the plant on week 1. I'll do the jobs, but I'm just going to kind of skip through those since if you guys want to see that arena, had a video literally last week and you've probably already seen it. Week 2, I'll just kind of show you the arena. I've seen a few places where Toland is at. If you do pressure trials though in there, it's going to be rough, so I would recommend a group. Now, as you fall down here, your first plant is going to be if you face this thing, go around it counterclockwise facing it, and then turn to your right, go through this tunnel, and right in front of this bubble over here is going to be your aquarium piece. Then when you come down here, I feel like these statues are going to be involved in something. They're in the dungeon, they're hive statues. There's something going to be there. I have a hunch. So now we'll just proceed down as usual, falling all the way to the bottom. And working our way to the easiest part. This is the one you'll land on, and you could trip over it and not even know it. That one always hits me, I swear. Alright. Coming down, the second one is right here. It's this little, like, donut with barely a glow, but it's that donut, and you can pick it up. Don't know why the donuts are things, but making me hungry. Alright, so as we come in here, we're going to get things going. I'm going to go for a little bit more of a SMG kind of build. Even if I am going solar, I'll go SMG down here. And I will go knock this out. I'm not going to do pressure trials on any of these, just to have a normal run of the boss. So I can show you just Tier 3, because Tier 4, way too long. But I still found a cheese spot since it was such a pain in the butt, so I will show you that. So I'll see you when the jobs are done. Not going to pick that one up this time, so we're just going to do a normal run at it. You're done in 2 minutes, and we're good. So then you're going to pick up your Egregore. You're going to get your second buff this time, so a little bit of the roguelike here. So I got bonus to solar damage. That's going to be massive, even better than the grenades. So I will take the solar damage across the board. Going to help me pretty much a lot, which also would determine, like, when I get to the boss, I'll switch over to Solar Scout Rifle instead of something else. Alright, so for your midnight level plant and flora, when you drop down, just head straight for the door. We're going to grab this bubble up on this table with a bit of a jump. And then the first one's pretty easy. Basically, go the non-obvious route and you'll find it. It's usually what half of this stuff is. Big, giant, circular thing to fall down into. Yeah, don't go in there. Come over here, and we're going to take this, like, vertical hatch. Fall down in. You're going to do a 180 as you fall. It's going to get you down in this little, I don't know, ventilation ducting situation. And you're going to have it right here, but my recommendation is to grab this bubble, then come back and pick it up. Because the time it takes to pick this thing up with the pressure resistance, just one of those things that could be a little frustrating. Now, as you fall here, I would recommend falling to the side. And then you can hit the switch, and then grab the bubble. Should be able to fall down through. Don't worry about falling too far too fast, because you're not going to miss anything too important. Because you got to get down to this next level. So when you're coming down here, you got this bubble, you've got this little lip, and then when you come down here, the exit is this way. If you ever see Alkaline, pick it up. But you want to turn about, 90 degrees this way. Harvest for your aquarium. It's this wonderful little guy here. And if you need air, you can literally jump up, grab it, and then you should be good to work towards your exit. So that is what you got here. Now this next one, I'll give you guys a run through. I'm not doing the pressure trials, just because it gets crazy when you do that. So this will be just a bit of a normal run. I finished a tier 4 with a cheese spot, so I will show you the cheese spot, as I said, for the boss. Just, it's a way to stay alive, and it helps. Now, blasts is active. Combatant splash damage is increased. So splash damage is increased. That's one thing to watch out for. Now, if we were able to get to abyss depth like next week, grenades thrown significantly more often by combatants, that's going to be just real spicy fun. But for now, normal tier 2. Now, the places that I've seen Toland, I've seen him like over there on the ground. I've seen him kind of like just in this area over here by the shell. You're going to want to look just kind of around the area, and he hangs out for a bit. So you've got some time to find him if you want to. I'm not going to do that, but I'll see if I can at least point him out this time. Just as a place to start. So I've got this one again. This is going to be a hard one. This is defending these 2 points. Now, they're not going to be quite as strong this time, but all they want to do is just shoot the thing you're trying to defend. So they are going to be a little spicier than normal. This is where things like grenades are going to help. And the guys I was fighting earlier were just the chunkiest of chunky. Yeah, some of these big knights are rough. And you'll notice, like, I'll have to focus on this one, then I gotta go over here, because these guys are focusing on this one. And on the higher difficulty, they were harder to kill, too. So, yeah, when you get pressure trials with a group, this is gonna be, like, doing tier 6 is gonna be, it's gonna be some work. I will definitely believe. So it's trying to be speedy to be able to knock both of these sections out quick. Quick as a bunny. But like, there's so many different loadouts I can see being good in here. Yeah, and these are the big guys too. These goblins are rough, and you're also getting stasis shot. So yeah, the stasis gets to be spicy mess. And then it's trying to defend both of these by yourself is rough. This is the one I failed on before. Now, granted, I think I was on a higher tier when I did it, but it's still rough. And it's just this idea of like these, you got these crazy goblins, then you got some freezer guys here. Trying to get my hammer. Like, this is nuts. That's a bonus in time at least, but it doesn't matter if I run out of time. So I got one more wave to go. Yeah, something sadly like Xenophage is not too shabby, because these big guys are going to be putting in some work. I think you only have to save one, but if you save both, it might be better. Okay, this is getting a little bonkers. It's taking like 4 hammers. I'm also getting stasis slowed. And this isn't even the hard mode. just in case, like, you're wondering how this is going. Need to reload this thing, like, big time. It's like, I know I'm not running a Syntheseps build, but damn, this is still hard. Almost there, almost there. So yeah, these things definitely start to crank it up a notch, in case you're wondering. Now, the amount of health that these things have right now is way more than I had on the previous tier, because they were getting lit up. Now, I'm not running a Syntheseps build, but still, that's a lot of health. So we got the core sample. I'm going to go grab some ammo, since actually I don't need to. So now we do have a rally flag, so we're going to get the bonus from Asha. One of these times I'll get that name right. Now we're getting Asha's Rallying Will. Now the nice thing is, if you read it, abilities and ammo, heavy ammo is increased by 50% and incoming elemental damage is decreased. So I'm running Arc and Solar and also Concussive Damper, just because of what's potentially, but I also like to have a chest with triple reserves. I'll hit this one, and I'll just like load everything up. So I got 51 on Xenophage, which is just huge.
Guardian, we're clear to
now we'll switch over to a Solar Scout Rifle since I've got that solar bonus damage. Don't really need to hit the rally flag, but we'll do it anyway since it's free. And then I'll show you the boss. So the boss is going to be Kudazad, I think it is. It's rough. Basically, it's not too bad, but as you do damage to the boss, you're going to be seeing basically a fair amount of ads that just like keep spawning as you do damage. So I will show you a pretty good spot that I found to do a decent amount of this damage. So first thing, if you do a lot of damage, you're going to like light up the enemies. So from here, yeah, tier 3 versus tier 4 is kind of crazy, by the way. Here, let me see if I can show the tier. So that already, that right there is your, that's the first set of ads. Like, it's no damage. It's a scout rifle. It's like non-existent damage. I'm just trying to kill these stragglers over here because they're running from me. Making my life easier, making my hammer stronger. That's fine. Alright, so same thing. You can sit back here and pepper her all day. Now, I can move it faster if I want to, but the only problem with doing this is you're going to spawn more ads. So I'll show you. You can hit hard, but I'm going to have ads literally in no time. So depending on what your loadout is, maybe you have extra grenades coming your way. Maybe that actually works, but... And if you have a lot of heavy ammo, you could probably push it a little bit like that too. So we will go for a bit of a push. But again, when that happens, I'm going to get ads over there. I don't have the extra grenade recharge like I did before. So I'm going to be a little slower on the grenades. And she's peppering you the whole time. And none of this is as bad as it could be, because it definitely is just going to get worse. So I got to bust out big guy here. Don't want to use that, but I don't have much of a choice. Grab a little ammo. So again, you choose how quickly you want this to happen, but if you do it too fast, you're going to have sets of ads, like multiple sets of ads, a little too quickly. Or a straggler will just surprise you, excuse me. But yeah, I can tell you on tier 4, when I was shooting her here, when Radiant was gone, I was hitting at like 15, 1600, trying to let those things go away. Trying to let all the buffs fade away. If I can see, yeah, I can't even see it. Yeah, still can't even see the buffs. Yeah, so I don't even know what reward tier we're on. If it's just normal tier, that's fine, but when you get up to tier 4, like I was, it's rough. That's why I think this is going to be like 3. Because yeah, this 2280 was about 1600. Now, another thing you can do, notice, got more ads. Wasn't even catching them. And this is why it's like scary when you're doing this on a higher difficulty level. Everything hits harder. There's no question is like everything wants to kill you. Got some stragglers. So what I will typically do is I will get her down to that like pixel perfect. Just really close down, and then I'm going to shift to what I consider to be a somewhat safe spot, and I'll show you what I mean. So normally I wait a little bit, but normally I'll get some ads down here. Now maybe on tier 4 I'd get more ads because I didn't get as many ads this time. But I've noticed you've actually got a pretty safe spot that you can do all of this from. And it's under here. So I'm going to throw a grenade on him. Now, I'm able to do more damage right now just because this is not a crazy, ridiculous amount of... But yeah, this is your safe spot, actually, just right here. Now, if she comes over here, you do not want to be here. I will tell you that now. You do not want to be over here. I really missed my bonus grenade recharge, but at least this way I can take this guy out decently quick. That's still a chunky guy. That's almost my entire clip of Xenophage. Now, when I come down here, looks like I got another one there. There's about four ogres. They can spawn quite a few places around the map. So they can spawn in all 4 corners, including the top platform where I was like starting all my damage. Hence why I typically move down here. Now, is it necessary on tier 3 that I'm on right now to be quite as cautious? No. Like I can do a decent amount of damage, still have a decent amount of ammo up, it'd be okay. Be angry. The big thing you're looking for is where is the boss. Notice out in the middle, so I don't really have too much of a risk. Yeah, sit there, cooking your damage meter. Now I'm out of special, so gotta find this guy over here. I'm trying not to actually use a lot of my super heavy ammo because I'd like to just nuke her. Because if you can just go hard on her, you can end it quick. But this is a pretty good cheese spot. I haven't seen her come back here. I haven't seen her like boot me off yet. Also got one over there. That's fun. So at this point, I do need to just kind of like put a little work in on this guy. Now he just started marching. That's funny. This dude is going for a walk right now. Okay, being as is in a weird spot, I'm just gonna go for the kill. No, I'm not. That little blast, if it bumps you up in the air, it's also likely to bump you out into, you know, nothingness. So definitely be careful. And that's why this fight actually can be hard as a solo player. There's not a lot of room here for error. Okay, I need him to die. Okay, we're down to 2. Or 2 down. Now I got this guy over here. I can sit here and pepper this, shoot this guy slowly but surely for all the live long day. I wish I had more ammo. Would be nice. That guy finally wander up to his platform. Hey, you're back. Little triple tap solar scout rifle. Best I can do. He's done. Now there's actually a little heavy ammo over there, so it's nice to see. And then let's see if I can aim my grenade correctly. That was like the whiffiest grenade possible. Possibly my worst throw ever. So she'll get angry depending on where you're at, but it does seem like under this rafter back here, it doesn't seem like she's going to come back here. It doesn't seem like she's also going to be able to knock you off. Now, I may say that and somebody may come back in the comments. They have a good, like, not the greatest, but this spot for me has been very successful. Would like to save some ammo to go for a kill on her. Because what I'm trying to do is I want to get her down to about a quarter of her health bar-ish. And when I can get her down to about there, I can just unload basically a full clip of Xeno. Let me fire one more and then reload. If I can do full 13 shots, it hits hard enough that I probably can kill her. But there's no guarantee. But the thing is, if you can kill her fast enough, even if a bunch of ads spawn, if they can't see you or do much to you, then all you're going to get is just some ads twiddling their thumbs that disappear when she dies. So that's why the second half is, if you can get there safely, not so bad. I don't love that she's just blocking him. That seems like cheating. Now, if she comes up here, that's when I want to not be up here. Nope. That was damn near terrifying. Yeah, she is going to be aggressive around this edge, but back here, again, you're going to hit a ceiling, so you're not going to be able to go that far. Almost done. But yeah, this little under part here, pretty good place to face all the ogres. Just have some patience, and especially if you're trying to do it solo, you get to a pressure trial tier 4 on your own. Cool. All right, so at this point, I've almost got my super up. Now I can just go hard on her, because now I have 5 left. 5 bullets left. Not as much damage as I thought I would do. There's a lot of stuff up there that's angry at me, though. Oh, man. Gonna be a little slower than I would have liked. Where'd she go? Probably would have been better if I was radiant, but I'll get these shots off at least. If she boosts me in the air back here, I'm screwed. I'm afraid to get up high because she'll actually knock me off. This is a dumb move. I'll warn you now. If I die, I'll be upset, but what are you going to do? I'm going to see if I can just wail on her with super. Go for the kill that way. There we go. As soon as that happens, everything is gone. So you're good. But that little spot underneath this platform, if you can get back here, is generally pretty safe. This is going to be extract coral.
You're done, fire team.
And this is still tier 3. So that's normal tier 3. If you do 1 pressure trial, it's tier 4. If you manage to do 2 pressure trials, it's tier 3.
I agree.
Or tier 5, which I have not even seen yet. And then next week, we're going to be probably seeing tier 6 or 7. So that's going to be a little crazy. All right, let's get back to orbit and wrap this thing up. All right, everybody, but that wraps it up. And also, just wanted to show you guys, if you're having issues with deep dives and you're going private, which maybe I'm the only one doing that, just because it's nice to actually do the pressure trials, because it doesn't seem like the public wants to do that. It seems like if you do want to make progress on your weekly challenge, just run a couple match made. You'll probably get it done, no problem. Biggest thing for me is the boss room. That kind of spot in the back, once the ogres spawn, does actually tend to work. You probably don't have to go quite as crazy, because if you don't do pressure trials, it's not going to be quite as nuts. This is the new dungeon armor, though, plus Loreley, which is looking pretty solid. Gotta be honest, I think this armor set turned out really well. But yeah, so we're on week 2, so we're going to Midnight Depths. We're not going to Abyss. I think Twilight was the one before, that's right. So we're going 2 down. If you got deep dive chests, you'll use those. I think I've spent all of mine at this point. But if you found this video helpful, drop a like below. Leave a comment if you've got a build that you like using. If you found any fun solo runs. If the boss cheese spot helps. Any and all that stuff, hopefully is beneficial. Have a good one, everybody. And if you are new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. We are less than like 600 subs away from 100,000. So nice way to support. And if you were running Ghost in the Deep, I just dropped my full walkthrough guide, all memory fragments and everything. Check that video out as well. Thank you all very much. Have a good one. I'll see you soon.